We gonna do a check, 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 to check. We gonna do a mic check, 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 to check, 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 to check. Microphone check. Y'all make sure you hit the like button coming through the door. Please and thank you. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood, the king of media. We're back. It's been a minute. Just make sure everything is up and running. Microphone. Smurfs in the house. Make sure you hit the like button coming through the door. We on the midnight vibe tonight. Welcome YouTube. Welcome everybody on the West Coast. We got a lot to get into tonight. It's gonna piss some people off, but it has to be said. This is the Take It or Leave It podcast, and that's pretty much what I'm talking about with my takes. You can take it or you can leave it, but you're definitely gonna hear it. Now, the subjects that we talk about, I'm just gonna throw a little disclaimer out there and a little trigger warning or what have you. Our subject matter tonight might be a little touchy, right? But if you are an adult, you should be able to handle touchy situations. If you're an adult, you should be able to handle what we call these days a healthy debate. So there shouldn't be any issues with y'all handling healthy debates. All right. See here. Hit the like button coming through the door. I don't know why I can't see the chat. Hold on. I'm trying to see my comments. Okay. So hit the like button coming through the door. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. Welcome to Take It or Leave It. Just you can comment on the screen. Just let me know you're here. All right. Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. As an example, click on a comment to show it on the screen. So let's get it popping. Should have been seeing things here. There we go. There we go. What's up? What's up, CEF? So we're going to get into some things because I am really sat back for like the last week and a half, just letting things unfold around me. I just wanted to sit back and just maybe it would go away. Maybe people would stop talking about it. I was thinking maybe it'll go away in a day or two and then we won't have to talk about it, but it's been lingering on now. Now we got these two coons going at it. And yes, when I say two coons, I mean two coons. Even though they don't think they're coons and they'll sit and debate me up and down that they are. Power to the people. Power to the people. That's what if you ask DL, he'll say, I'm pro-black. If you ask Precious, she'll say, I'm pro-black. And both of them are busy calling the other one, trying to call out how real or fake the other one is. What's up, Miss Char? When both of them are being fake. And we'll call them out in a minute. Okay. Well, let's get started. Um, so we all know who Bronny James is, correct? Does everyone here know who Bronny James is? We all know who Bronny James is, right? Hit the like button coming through the door. And just for class participation, so everybody's up on it. Miss Char, you're a moderator, ain't you? Should be. Um, just so everybody's up on it. Let everybody know who Bronny James is. Somebody just put it in the chat. So we just make sure before we go any further that we're on the same page. Anybody, the first person, first heavy hitter with the answer, put in the chat room if you know who Bronny James is. You said yes. Okay, well, I'm asking y'all out there, who is Bronny James? That's the next question. You can put it in the chat room. Thank you, Miss Shaw. Miss Shaw says LeBron James' son. And you are correct. That's exactly who he is. What's up, Nikki? That's exactly who Bronny James is, LeBron James' son. Just for giggles, does anybody know how old LeBron James' son is? I know. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Thank you, CEF. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Because sometimes people are like, oh, he's 16. Oh, he's 15. Does anybody happen to know how old LeBron James' son, how old Bronny James is? Happy Memorial Day to you too, Nikki. 17 or 16? Okay. One or the other, you're not sure. CEF, you're not sure how old he is, but you think he's 17 or 16. He went to a senior prom, so you're probably right, probably 16 or 17. But just before we move on, we want to make sure we got the correct answer. Hmm? I was drinking straight rum, spiced rum, and Coke earlier. So Bronny James is 17 years old. Right, I believe he just turned 17. Right, you're correct. He just thank you, Miss Shaw. He's 17 years old. All right. Now, I don't know about the people in this room, but one thing I can answer is this. The person who I dated at 17 years old, what's up, Ariane? The person I dated at 17 years old, they're long out of my life. They've been out of my life a long time ago. All right. So it's safe to say that the person, 95% chance that the person that Bronny James took to his prom, it's a 95% chance that he's not going to be dating her later. It's a 95% chance that he's not going to end up with um, the girl he took to the prom. And there, if Bronny James had a took a black girl to the prom, that does not mean that a week later, Bronny James could have dumped that black girl and be on to the next. He is a athlete in training. He's going to be a huge star. His father is the most recognizable sports figure, you know, arguably ever. Or she could be your friend, Nikki. Kobe Bryant took Brandy to the prom. They weren't dating. Kobe Bryant had a girlfriend at the time he took Brandy to the prom. A lot of people didn't know that, but he did that for publicity. So Kobe Bryant just took Brandy to the prom because she'd be good publicity. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to take up and start bringing other people into it. My point is this: for the most part, I see a lot of women. I'm not going to say everyone was women, but I saw a lot of women, and more than none, it was melanated women. Just in case everybody doesn't know, everybody knows what melanated is, right? Just in case, we want to make sure everybody's on the same page. We're not calling nobody stupid. We're not calling nobody dumb. We just want to make sure that we all understand what is going down here tonight. Everyone knows what the word melanated means, right? So when I say I've seen a lot of women, mostly melanated women, y'all know what that means, right? Just want to make sure. Um, there were some melanated men as well, but for the most part, it was melanated women, and for the most part, I'm not saying all, but for the most part, they were adults. What we consider adults with women is mostly a woman, of course, is considered adult at 18, but I'm talking 21 and over. I've been looking at comments now for a week, and you know how you can see the profile pictures, or you can go into the profile and you can look and like, wow. Then I went on to the Facebook group, and that's when you really got to show your age. I went to a Facebook group and checked it out as well. Most of the melanated women that's been making a fuss about Bronny James is 20 and older. Please hit the like button. Coming to the door. Thank you very much. Ms. Shaw, the Cash App is Heaven Hollywood. Please, y'all, support the channel. I take a lot to give y'all this information. So, that's my train of thought. Okay, so most of the women that I saw making comments were grown women in their 20s, and they're commenting on Bronny James, who just turned 17 years of age. Now, let's look at that equation. Let's look for a minute at grown women, right? Grown women having an issue with a 17-year-old Bronny James, right? So y'all saw the movie. Did y'all see the movie Annie? The remake of Annie with Jamie Foxx. When Jamie Foxx did the remake of Annie, um, y'all saw that movie, right? And I forgot the name of the girl who played in that movie. At the time she played in it, she was probably around 12 or 13 years old, right? But we'll take, you know, we'll take Sky Jackson when she was 16. How would y'all look at me? What up, Latoya? How would y'all look at me if I came in here and was like really, really concerned and worried about who Sky Jackson at 16 years old was dating? What would y'all say to me? If I was in here clocking and getting mad at a 16-year-old girl and I was worrying about who she took to the prom, who she was dating, who she was seeing, what would y'all look at me like? If me, a grown ass man, was worrying about a 16-year-old girl and look like I'm mad and jealous of who this 16-year-old girl is dating. What's up, Chris? What would y'all say about me? Yeah, I do, Latoya. I actually think they're gonna win. What would y'all say about me? Y'all would join the live, and then when the live is off, you probably be DMing each other like, yo, Hev is bug. Why Hev seem like he's so upset that little girl was dating somebody? Why is Hev so concerned about who a 16-year-old girl is dating? That's exactly what, if y'all didn't say it to me, that would be exactly what you'd be thinking. He a grown ass man. Why is he worrying about Sky Jackson? And who's she dating? She's 16 years old, right? Am I right or wrong? Would y'all not say that? Or, you know, if I came in upset talking about, oh, Sky Jackson, you see who Sky Jackson took to the prom? What would y'all say? Nobody's answering. Okay, so thank you, Chris. Chris, the only one answering. Y'all would all be like, yo, Hev is on some BS. What's going on with that dude? Why is this dude so wrapped up in a 16-year-old girl? What's it to him? Why does he care who Scott Jackson dating? She's a 16-year-old kid. So why is there grown women worried about who 16, 17-year-old Bronny James is dating? He's not going to date you anyway. He's a 16, 17-year-old kid. And for now to be going on 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and I'm still looking online and I'm seeing there's groups on Facebook, hate groups, dragging Bronny James, and he's getting dragged on social media. This is supposed to be this guy's one of his happiest days or happiest times in his life. If I go back and I think about school, there's only a few moments in school that is just you never want to forget. A school trip, the senior trip, your prom, your graduations. When you graduate elementary to junior high, when you graduate junior high to high school, when you graduate high school. Those are times that you want to be perfect. and they're making this a terrible time for the 17-year-old kid who was just trying to go to the prom. But people are out there worrying about who Bronny dates because for whatever sick reason, it makes them feel better. Bronny James should not have to be your inspiration, grown ass woman or grown ass man. Bronny James should not have to be your inspiration. He's a child. Y'all should be trying to inspire Bronny James, not him living his life for y'all. And then this is another reason why y'all use it as another reason to drag LeBron, right? Look what he's teaching his son. Oh, so we know how his son, this is what he's teaching his son. He's just a child. He had to get it from somewhere, right? So now y'all find a way to blame LeBron. Calling LeBron a coon, so your son is a coon. Calling LeBron a white girl lover, even though he's married to a sister. That's why your son likes white women. So, but hold up, I'm gonna get to that, Chris. So this is another reason to drag LeBron James, who y'all have issues with LeBron James on the basketball court. So now you're going to start finding this as a reason to drag LeBron because you don't like him. Let me tell you something. Michael Jordan might be the one you want to play like over LeBron James. If it comes down to basketball players and they said, who would you rather have on your basketball team, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Mostly everyone is going to say LeBron James. I mean, excuse me, Michael Jordan. And I would probably agree with them. If they said you had one choice, Michael Jordan or LeBron James, who you want on your team? I'm going to probably say Michael Jordan as well. But let me tell you this. If they said you had one chance as a black man, to have one of these two athletes as a role model growing up as a black man, Michael Jordan or LeBron James. I'm taking LeBron James every single day of the week because other than making some sneakers and charging kids that can't afford it 120, 200, $240, what has Michael Jordan ever done for a black man? What has Michael Jordan ever done for black people? I'll wait. Other than making sneakers and double charging and making the prices so high that kids are going out and committing robberies and robbing people for money to buy his sneakers, what has Michael Jordan ever done for black people? What has LeBron James done for black people? or just built schools for education, just bought all the schools in the neighborhood, new books, new desks, built community centers for the children in Cleveland and in Los Angeles, gave back to the community in Miami when he wasn't even there for it. What did Michael Jordan do? Invest in prisons. Thanks for bringing it up, Chris. I was going there next. Invest in prisons to lock more brothers up. But y'all never drag Michael Jordan. Y'all stay dragging LeBron James because of you don't like what he does on the basketball court. When Mike Brown got shot down, when Sandra Bland got shot down, when the two dudes got killed in Atlanta, when George Floyd got killed, when Eric Garner got killed, where was Michael Jordan? Did y'all see Michael Jordan once? When Kobe died, you saw Michael Jordan. Oh, when Kobe died, you saw Michael Jordan. Right? When they honored the 75 greatest players, oh, there he is, Michael Jordan. When his documentary, The Last Dance, came out, oh, there he is, Michael Jordan. Gotta promote his documentary. Gotta promote his documentary. But when it comes down to social injustice, when it comes down to how people, our unarmed people getting gunned down in the street, and we rallying, and we ranting, and we crying out, and we want help. Where was Michael Jordan? I seen LeBron James. I see LeBron James on the front line every single time there is a social injustice issue, whether it be basketball, football, whatever sport. Who's always the first one that people push in front of them so he can take all the bullets? LeBron. Say something, LeBron. They want to push LeBron in front of them. Magic. All the black athletes want to say, yeah, but they push LeBron in front of them so he can get dragged. The only other athlete, Colin Kaepernick, got dragged the most. But then something that Colin Kaepernick started and Colin Kaepernick was fighting for, somehow or another, LeBron James ended up becoming the face of the black man against the face of social injustice. He didn't ask for that. He just stood up as a black man trying to stand up for his people. That's what leaders do. That's what you want. Someone, he could just simply just said, you know what? Michael Jordan just gets to play basketball and just gets to go make shoes and sit up in his mansion and puff Cuban cigars all day. And whenever somebody gets gunned down, Michael Jordan ain't got to say nothing, and don't nobody look for him to say nothing. Nobody cares. But if something happens and LeBron don't say nothing, oh, where's LeBron? Where's LeBron James? How come LeBron hasn't made a statement? They have put this man and made him the force field and the bulletproof vest for everybody else. When there was issues, social in football, kneeling. He don't even play football. But because they were kneeling, because Colin was kneeling, LeBron said, we gonna kneel. We standing with Cap. And if LeBron didn't make that move, nobody would have. But now, because his son takes a woman, a girl, to the prom. Nobody knows the situation. Nobody knows the relationship between Bronny and that girl. They could just be friends. They could be future business partners. It could be the coach's daughter. A coach may ask us a favor. Maybe she's not very popular in school. Nobody knows the extent of Bronny James and this girl's relationship. Nobody knows why he was taking this girl to the prom. But you people are attacking a child and attacking LeBron James and telling him you should be teaching your son to date a black queen. So now you're going to tell this man how he should be raising his children. Personally, I mean, I'll touch on that real quick. Personally, I think Colin is too old right now anyway. But if he can get on the team, I think Colin was in perfect condition to play 3 years ago. I don't know what type of condition he's going to be playing now. But if he can get a shot on the Raiders, that'd be great. I don't know if he can still play, though. Now, all I know is this. There are two things in life. I let a lot of things slide. I push a lot of water under the bridge. Right? But I'm not going to. There's two things that, as a grown man, that I'm not going to allow. And this don't got nothing to do with race. I think every man feels this way. I'm not going to allow you, as a grown man, there are two things that are off limits. I'm not going to allow you to tell me how to spend my money that I made, money that I've made. I'm not going to allow you to tell me how I should spend my money, money that I've made. And I'm not going to allow you to tell me how to raise my children, children that I made. Those are two things in life that I'm not going to allow. You have totally crossed the line, and there could be some hands thrown and some furniture moving. Never in my life have I had any of my friends tell me how to spend my money, or how to raise my kids. I've never had anyone tell me that of my friends. But social media makes someone feel that comfortable that they are going to tell a grown man how to raise his children. They're going to tell LeBron James, they feel that comfortable that they're going to tell LeBron James how to raise his children. So that's what we're doing now. It's okay to tell LeBron James, right? It's okay to tell Bronny James he shouldn't date a a white girl. He should date a queen. He should date a black queen, right? Y'all feel because of social media, y'all feel comfortable enough to tell a man who you don't know how he should raise his kid, but you don't feel comfortable telling Dwayne Wade, why do you have your 10-year-old son dressing like a girl and kissing a white boy at what, 14? But if you say something about that, oh, love is love. Don't say that. You can't say that. You're homophobic. So we don't feel we can't tell Dwayne Wade how to raise his kid. We can't tell Dwayne Wade, why are you letting your 10-year-old son decide that he wants to be a girl at 10 years old, where you still should be making the decisions for your child? He was 10 years old when he said he wanted to be a girl. But if you bring this up, oh, I don't think Dwayne Wade should be letting his son kiss on another boy. If you bring that up, then there's something wrong with you. Then you're wrong for telling Dwayne Wade how to raise his child. It's okay if his son, who's also kissing somebody white, that's not a black boy. That's not a black boy that Dwayne Wade's son is kissing. That's not a black boy Dwayne Wade's son's kissing. Nobody made a big fuss over that though. And the people that said something about it, oh, you're homophobic. Oh, you're a raging liberal. Oh, you're. So then we can't talk about them. We can't talk about Dwayne Wade's son. Whenever I see people in the comments about Dwayne Wade's son, oh, take your homophobic ass out of here. Oh, love is love. You're gonna love him. He can love who he wants to love. But Bronny James can't unless she's black. So we're not going to tell Dwayne Wade how to raise his 10-year-old at the time he was 10. But we're going to tell LeBron how to um how to raise a 17-year-old. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely sickening. Y'all leave this kid alone. These people should be ashamed of themselves. Leave this child alone. Black people, concentrate on your family. That's the problem with people on social media. And that seems to be a lot of problems with people on social media. They find themselves living their life for people on social media so they can be accepted and seen a certain way. That's why you see them trying to paint the perfect life for people on social media. That's why a lot of them won't get on social media without a filter, or if their house ain't clean, or if they're not looking right. Oh no, 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 I can't get on social media like this because you've now painted that picture that you always look good. The life you're living is you're living a life of luxury. You're always somewhere where you come on live. You're always in a different state. You're always in a different city. You're always on a different beach. Your hair is always done. Your nails are always done. Your stomach's always snatched because you've now started living your life for people on social media, for them to accept you. And the people that are commenting, they feel empowered because when they say something to you, the next time you fix it because they said something to you. So now they feel empowered. Oh, I called her out last time. She never came back on with her hair looking like that again. It makes them feel empowered, like they're in control of something. And that's the problem with people. They're so worried about who Bronny James is dating, who so and so is dating. Why is this person dating a white girl? How does it affect your life? If it doesn't affect your life in any way, how would it affect your life if Bronny James was dating a black girl? It wouldn't have mattered because you just would have found the next athlete that wasn't dating a black girl, and you would have started on him. But after everything LeBron James has done, after everything that he put himself in harm's way for our people, how could anyone ever call him a coon? You know how much scrutiny LeBron James has taken for social injustice? Donald Trump, he was president, calling him out, laughing. The white woman telling him, shut up and dribble. In other words, just run, nigga, run. Shut up, nigga. Don't talk about knowing social justice. You don't run, nigga, run. Shut up and dribble. That's what LeBron James was told when he was standing up for his people with social injustice. That's what he has to deal with. And his kids have to deal with when they go to school. And the other kids, oh, that lady told your father, shut up and dribble. And she was able to get away with that. Basically telling LeBron James, shut up, nigga. You just play. And he stood right there and took those bullets for black people. Because LeBron James is a multimillionaire. He could just say, oh, well, you know, I just wish peace for everybody and just go out there and play and make his millions and don't ever say anything about social injustice. But you know how much people would drag him? And on top of that, he knows he got people that count on him. He knows his people counts on him to stand up and to use his large platform to try to spread the word, try to spread the message, try to get the message out there. Because he could easily just say, I'm not in it. I'm a basketball player. I'm just going to shut up and dribble. He could easily just shut up and dribble, make $30 million a year and go home to his beautiful wife. What's up, Ty? So LeBron James could have easily done what Michael Jordan did. And Michael Jordan once said with the Republicans, oh, what do you want me to say? Republicans got to buy shoes too. Michael Jordan never pokes his head out when there's something with social injustice happening. He never pokes his head out when blacks are getting shut down in apartments by Donald Trump because they're black and not letting them buy apartments. He never sticks his head out when one of our people, unarmed people, get gunned down. Okay, Ty. LeBron James always has to say something, and he's always willing to say something. You only see Michael Jordan when it benefits Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan never does anything for black people, but yet and still, he never gets dragged. All y'all want to drag LeBron because of what he does on the basketball court. What about what he does off the basketball court? He got one baby mama. He got one they all got the same mother and father. He ain't involved in a whole bunch of drama outside of that gets reported to the mainstream media. I'm sure he does his little dirt, but it's never come out. He's never been to no drug scandal. He don't got 4 and 5 different baby mamas. He didn't get involved in no domestic violence incident. This dude has pretty much been spotless his whole career off the court, and he still gets dragged. He married a black woman, so you can't use that. But y'all stay dragging LeBron James. Now you dragging him because his son, who's 17, decided to take a a girl to the prom who's non-black. Mind your damn business and worry about you and your kids. Finally, I'm just going to touch on real quick, and I do mean real quick. Hold on. Not that. I'm going to touch on this real quick because I really don't have a lot on it. These two coons, okay, So everybody is asking me about this. Everybody's asking me. I probably got 50 DMs. Can you break down what's going on with DL and Monique? Is this a humiliation ritual? Some people ask me. Whose contract is legit? Is it DL's or Monique's? Who's telling the truth about the contract? And my answer to that is I don't give a rat's ass. Who's telling the truth? Because both of them are acting like two coons up there putting their dirty laundry and putting their on their arguments and their disagreements on display for the whole world to see, especially them white folks. Instead of just coming together, talking in private, working it out in private. No, see, they didn't want to do that because then y'all wouldn't have been able to. They wouldn't have been able to capitalize and cap off the situation. She could have easily went to DL Yulee behind the scenes. He could have easily went to her behind the scenes. But you see, that way we would have never knew. So they wouldn't be able to use this for promotion because both of them are out here dead in the water. Dead and stinking. Monique and DL. Let's talk about it. Let's really talk. Let's really have that conversation. People saying it's a shame two legends are arguing. Well, are they really legends? Really? Are they really legends? I mean, Monique is a legend. She's got one. She's still living off of that one award from Precious. She's still living off that one award from Precious. The Parkers was a spinoff of Moesha. So the initial lift that she got, I'm talking about Monique and DL Yulee. What am I talking about? You don't see that up there? It says Monique Coon versus or it says DJ. It's Monique Coon versus DL Coonley. That's what it should say. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So, and then let's take DL. When I consider a legend in comedy, right? When I consider a legend in comedy, I think of Eddie Murphy. I think of Richard Pryor. I think of Damon Wayans, Martin Lawrence, Red Fox. Right? Chris Rock. When I think of legends in comedy, Bernie Mac. I don't think of DL Yulee. DL Yulee's never been that guy. If you're going to be a legend in anything, at some point, you had to be that guy or that girl. At least for a little bit. When has DL Yulee ever been the funniest nigga out? When? You name me the time where they were like, yo, DL Yulee right now, he the funniest dude out. There's never been a time where DL Yulee was the funniest nigga out. There's never been a time when Monique was the funniest woman. Adele Gibbons is a legend to me. You want to tell me Adele Gibbons is a legend? Okay, I'll give you that to you. You want to tell me Lisa Lampanelli is a legend? Joan Rivers? When has Monique, right, to get a million times to get it? And I'm not saying it. See, there's a difference between, and I'm not saying he's not funny. I've seen his stand up and I have laughed at it before. But my point is, to me, it's not a legend. To me, he's not a legend. People throw that word legend around too much. And you got these two coons, Monique Coon and DL Cooney, putting their contracts on display, arguing back and forth over who's a headliner and what headliner means. And if you're stated here on in front of me, then I'm the headliner, or this and the other. Oh, yo, look at your contract. Who did you? Cooning and buffooning. Cooning and buffooning. But I thank y'all for coming by. In my opinion, no, she's not a legend. Monique's not a legend, not to me. What has she done to be a legend? She was on the Parkers and she got one award and Precious. To me, neither one of them are legends. I don't consider DL Yulee no damn legend. I don't consider Monique no legend. Because, like I said, at some point, if you're going to be a legend, at some point, you had to be the best at in your field. At some point, or amongst the best. When has Monique ever been considered amongst the funniest women? When has DL ever been considered the funniest dude out? You know how many black dudes I can name ahead of DL Yulee before I even start thinking about him? The queen, yeah, one of the fun. She to me, she's no legend. Adele Gibbons, that's a legend. Monique was never that chick. She was never that chick. When Def Comedy Jam first started, you didn't see Monique. Monique wasn't up there on that stage. People dying in the audience. When she came on that stage, they knew her from the Parkers. And DL was in Kings of Comedy, but he shouldn't have been. You want a Kings of Comedy? Let me put it together. I'll put together the perfect Kings of Comedy. Damon Wayans was that guy. I don't know what the hell you talking about. You probably don't. You probably ain't even that old, Clavon. What are you talking about? Damon Wayans was that guy. At the time when Damon Wayans dropped his stand-up comedy, it was the most watched stand-up comedy that came on at that time. What are you talking about? And on In Living Color, he was one of the most funniest people on In Living Color. He was one of the most funniest dudes on there. It's about Damon Wayans was never that guy. What? On In Living Color, he was always at the top. When people pick the top 3 people who's the funniest on that show with all those comedians, everybody had Damon Wayans in their top 3. Everybody. Instead of these 2 idiots getting this together behind closed doors, they bring their coonery and buffoonery right out in front of everybody, as usual. As usual. Instead of just, yeah, Shawn Wayans wasn't that guy. Shawn was never funny. But Damon was the funniest Wayans to me. Damon's stand-up comedy that he put out is a legendary stand-up comedy movie or special. You better go back and watch it. You probably never even seen it. He got one of the most legendary stand-up comic specials of any of the black comedians. On Living Color, that's what everybody called. The most popular skits was Damon Wayans. Homie the Clown, the the dudes, the 2 dudes doing the movie review. He had the most iconic skits. Homie the Clown was a cult favorite. Homie the Clown. Homie don't play that. What? That became a pop culture saying. What did DL Hughley make up that people still say? Where's Monique's iconic stand up? Monique is living off of that one award that she got from Precious. Nobody talks about Monique's stand ups. Nobody talks about the Parkers, the memorable uh the memorable episode on the Parkers that Monique just had everybody tore up. When you mention Monique, you mention 2 things: the Precious and drama. Precious and drama. When you mention DL Hughley over the past few years, what do you mention when you talk him? Controversy. You don't talk about neither one of them with anything that has to do with comedy. Monique is, oh man, who's she gonna go at this week? What black person she gonna go at this month? Just like DL said, First it was Charlemagne, then it was Tyler, then it was Oprah, then it was Netflix. It's always somebody's problem except you and daddy. You and daddy. Maybe the problem is a 60-year-old woman is still calling her man daddy. Maybe you can start with that. One thing I was always taught growing up is, and you learn this in math, the common denominator. There was something I was taught in math called the common denominator. And in all these instances, there's only one common denominator, and that's Monique. You see other people once in a while, somebody have a run in, they don't get along with that person, but then other people will get along with that person. You think Monique is the first person to ever stand up for herself or the first person to ever complain about her contract? Monique's not the only person in the whole industry that complains about her contract. Plenty of them complained about their contract. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's an opinion. That's an opinion, whether she was right about all of them or not. I don't see Oprah apologizing. So she was right about them but wrong about Oprah. I don't see Netflix apologizing. So she was right about them but wrong about Netflix and Oprah. Whether she was right about them or not, we don't know that. So you can't say she was right. That's an opinion. She was saying Netflix was wrong for giving her that amount of money. Well, in their opinion, it's their money. In their opinion, she didn't deserve that amount of money. So how can she say Netflix is wrong for not giving her what she gave Amy Schumer? Well, maybe you ain't as funny as Amy Schumer to them. Maybe you don't have the audience that Amy Schumer pulls in to them. They didn't have a problem with giving Dave Chappelle his money. If they feel as though you worth it, it's obviously they didn't have no problem giving Dave Chappelle's black last time I checked, but they want to run the woman thing. And like I said, what has Monique, because Monique was on Queens of Comedy? So then is she saying that all of those women that was on Queens of Comedy deserved a special? Because she wasn't on Queens of Comedy by herself. So they all deserved a special because they was on Queens of Comedy. So what about some more? Did some more deserve a special? Like I said, people can pick and choose and say this opinion was right, that opinion was right. There's no way for us to know whether she was right or not because that's an opinion. There, people are not going to say they're in social media. They're in social media, and when they start getting their peers coming to him like, "Look, bruh, just say you apologize so we can move on." But that's my take on that. Just been take it or leave it. Um, that's my take on Bronny James and my take on Monique Coon and DL Coonley. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining.